Hey there, Corey here. In this video, we're going to do two things. One, I'm going to give you a rundown on how to play King of the Hill, a very popular chess variant. And two, I'm going to show you a game that I played on Elite Chess. It's the first one I've ever played on Elite Chess. I might have played a handful in person. But without further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, King of the Hill is a pretty straightforward game. You can win by checkmate, so you can play a traditional game and win by checkmate. However, in King of the Hill, as you imagine, you're trying to get your king to the hill. In this case, the hill is the center four squares. As you can see, the four squares here are way more emphasized than the other squares. But here's the kicker. You can't just gun straight for the center. You need to make sure your king is there and safe, so you can't be under any attack. So if, let's say, the pawn landed here, your king cannot maneuver to a square where he'd be a danger, right? He would have to maneuver to a square where it's safe. So, easier said than done, right? Because your opponent's going to be trying to stop you from getting to the center while trying to get to the center themselves. Or they may have just abandoned the whole idea of trying to get to the center and just try to checkmate you instead if your king is like out in the middle of nowhere, right? And that's it. That's how you play King of the Hill. Now, before I get into the game that I had just played, one reason that you would try to play King of the Hill is like maybe you're tired of other chess variants like Bug House, which I don't know how you'd ever get tired of Bug House, or you're just kind of taking a breather from very more serious play, or you just want something different to do. Whatever the reason, King of the Hill is a great popular game to introduce to your club, friends, whoever. Right? So let's jump into it. So I was playing as black in this game. They started with very strong e4, controlling the center, controlling this square. Right off the bat, I realized, okay, my king can't go there right now. And I decided to play the KOTH. I don't really know why. I think that's just kind of my normal go-to for normal games. I wasn't really sure if there's certain openings that you should avoid. I don't really know the strategies, the openings for King of the Hill. I'm sure there are some theory behind it, but I have no knowledge of this. And also I want to point out that we're playing a 5-minute plus 3-second increment game. So it is kind of fast, but not too fast. All right, so he's already made his point known. So he's playing the Bong Cloud, and he's trying to go straight for the center, right? Now, obviously, he can't jump on his own piece, so he's trying to get to the center. So I'm not worried about that right now. I know I can protect that square when needed. So he's, wasting no time, going straight for it. So there's a couple moves you can do here. You can play here, protect that pawn, protect that square that way. Or what I had done is just, I figured, okay, let me try to control more of the center. And if he takes this way, I'll just take back, which he did. All right. And then he played this interesting move, which actually kind of scared me. Right, I think anytime a queen kind of jumps out of nowhere, it startles you a bit. But it actually does a little bit more than just kind of threatens like the typical like f7 ideas down the line. It threatens taking this pawn with check, and if I have to block check, he automatically wins the game, like just like that. So this is actually pretty threatening that his king is out here in the center. So I'm actually more worried than he is at this point. So I figured, okay, I gotta develop a piece. I gotta protect this square, and if he does take, I can take back while still guarding that key square. So I gotta keep that in mind. All right, and he's, everything seems to revolve around this one piece, because if I actually take, same thing, he automatically wins. All right, and I'm like, okay, let me just keep developing and also guarding this key square, and if he does take, then I'm still guarding it, right? Problem arose where I realized, like, if I had taken this way, and he took, and I took back, boom, he wins again. So I wasn't really protecting it the way I thought I was. And I ended up playing this move to guard the square twice, and I know that my pawn is still guarding this square. Again, everything is revolving around the center. If he just gets one square up, it's over. And I realized I was losing my bishop. So I wasn't really sure what was going to happen here. I thought I was maybe going to be lost, but then I realized this tactic that showed up. So pause the video here if you'd like to see the tactic that I had in mind. So white only has one move, his forced move here. Black to play and basically win, but not officially win. All right, and that move was bishop to, g4, attacking the king and the queen simultaneously. And no matter where he moves, I can take the queen, and he might as well sacrifice the queen for the bishop. He does not, so I pick up the bishop, and the rest is more so me just getting rid of it all counterplay, and then walking my king up down the board. He blocks my one space, but then I just grab it. He blocks it again. I grab that piece, and then it's GG. And that's King of the Hill.